back to another YouTube video. Today I am going to be setting up my December TBR with, of course, the wheel. This is probably going to be the last wheel TBR. I think starting 2026 I'll use the jar again, but I want to do the wheel because I love the wheel. The wheel is so easy and fun and I never know what I'm gonna get, so that's what we're gonna do today. I am super excited to pick the last and final books that I am going to read for 2025, which is kind of crazy to say that we are literally around the corner to 2026. So for this last and final TBR, I really want to prioritize the books that I really said I was going to read this year. So I'm gonna look back at my 25 books I would like to read in the year of 2025 and see what books I haven't read off that TBR and seeing if any of them could potentially fit any of these prompts. I'm also prioritizing books that are on my radar, that are like new releases or from my fall TBR or something that I'm really interested in. So those are my priorities. Of course, I always try to choose books that are on my shelves that I own already. If I don't already own it, I look into Libby or the library as my second choice, and then going to buy a book is my last and final choice, whether it's through thrifting or half-price books or Barnes & Noble or any other bookstore. So let's go ahead and talk about the wheel. So the wheel, I use this app that has TBR prompts. This one I kind of redid a little bit and added some prompts, took some prompts off. But I think I linked what wheel I used in my November TBR. I'll look and see if I can link it again in this video if you'd like to use it. But I absolutely love it. We're gonna pick 6 books or 6 prompts from the wheel, and then I'm going to find 6 books off my shelves. 6 books seems to be a good middle ground for me, whether it's I read half of them or I read a couple of them. Anywhere between like 4. I think the highest I've read is like 4 books. I don't read all 6. I think it's a good range to have of books to choose from, instead of having all of these books, having 6 books to choose from. I'm gonna go ahead and put the wheel up on the screen and we are going to spin to see our first pick for my December TBR. Alright, so here's the wheel. We have many different prompts on here. So we're gonna spin and see what we get and kind of look around and see what books I have that fit that prompt. So let's go ahead and spin. A bookish book. Now, when I came up with this prompt, because I know I added this, I believe. I think I did. I was thinking of a book about like a librarian, or it takes place at a library or a bookstore, or it has something to do with books, something in books, book people. Like if you think of like book lovers, that would be a bookish book because they work in like book careers. So I'm gonna take a look at my shelves and see what I have that's kind of a bookish book. Alright, I found 2 books off my shelves that kind of had some bookish themes. The first one I've had on my TBR a couple times, just have never been really wanting to pick it up and read, and I don't know, and we'll put it on the TBR, but it's in contending. It is The Last Chance Library by Freya Sampson. Lonely librarian June Jones has never left the sleepy English village where she grew up. Shy and reclusive, the 28-year-old would rather spend her time buried in books than venture out in the world. But when her library is threatened with closure, June is forced to step out from behind the shelves to save the heart of her community in the place that holds the dearest memories of her mother. Bookish. Definitely has books in the covers. It's about a librarian. Bookish. But I also have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which I have not read. Eleanor and Park. I think I picked it up in high school once, but I don't think I actually read it, or like I read a few pages and then like returned it or something like that. But I know she's a very beloved author. And this one is about Kath, who is I believe a fan fiction writer. Kath is a Simon Snow fan. Okay, the whole world is a Simon Snow fan, but for Kath, being a fan is her life. She's really good at it. She and her twin sister, Ren, ensconced themselves in the Simon Snow series when they were kids. It's what got them through their mother leaving. Reading, hanging out in Simon Snow forums, writing Simon Snow fan fiction, dressing up like characters from movie premieres. Okay, so, like, she's like a fan fiction writer, basically. That's what I'm getting from. So, also bookish. And, like, at first, I wanted to pick this book up because this sounds kind of fun. And also, this is the collector's edition, so it has, like, images on the inside, which is kind of fun. Look at that. Ugh. I don't know. Now I don't know which one I want to pick. Ooh. Okay. This is what I do if I can't think of what I want to pick. Heads for Fangirl, Tails for the Last Chance Library. Because both right now sound interesting to read. Flip a coin. Did y'all hear that? It's heads. Did I say this was heads? I think so. Heads, tails. Best 2 out of 3? Flip a coin. Okay, double heads. It really wants me to read this. Okay, so we're gonna put Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which I'm super excited to read. Like I said, very beloved author. I know Eleanor Park is like one of her best works, which is on my shelf. I do need to read it. So, super excited to read this. This is the first book on my TBR. Going into spin number 2 to see what prompt we are going to get to find a book off my shelf. Nature on the cover, so that can be like trees or plants or animals, anything nature-esque. Nature. So nature to me is like plants and animals. Let's see what I got. Now for nature on the cover, I kind of right away, this caught my eye and I was like, this has been on my mind for like the whole year, and I know I put it on my fall TBR as well as my 25 in 2025, and I have to read it. Like, I have to, because I know the next book is coming out pretty soon-ish. I've seen she posted some stuff, but I'm talking about Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the second book in the Wicked, what is it called? What is the series called? Because the first is Throne of the Fallen, but it's like the Princes of Hell, and each has a book. This one is Prince Gluttony? Yeah. And I saw that Carrie Maniscalco is in the process, or like the next book is coming out very, very soon. Not very soon, but like soon enough where she's like posting about it. So this is a book that I would love to read. I think it's finally a perfect time to read this because of the cover. It gives me December vibes with the light baby blue and all that. I also was like, oh, dragons, that's like a creature, an animal, nature. And then we got some like blue flowers. Nature, perfect. Does this book have to do with nature? Probably not, but the cover has some nature aspects to it. So I'm so excited. Look at how beautiful this cover is. It's so pretty. Let's see. A wicked prince determined to save his kingdom, a reporter hell-bent on finding the truth, a dangerous rivalry, there we go, and a delicious twisted fairy tale. Sounds fun. It's a big book, but I'm ready for it. I want to read this. So this will be the second book on my TBR. And we're back to the wheel for pick number 3. Let's see what we are going to get. Ooh, a revenge story. I'm so excited for this. I would love a good revenge story. I'm gonna do a quick Google search and see what books pop up to see first, because right off the bat I don't know if I have one. So I'm gonna do a quick Google search and see what I have for a revenge story. I'm super excited for these. Okay, I found 3 books. Like, I was looking at a Goodreads list that was just like revenge books, like books with a revenge plot. or like some sort of revenge is taken. And it was super funny seeing some books that like I read and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's a revenge, like I guess. Like Matilda, like I guess it's kind of revenge in that book. What else had revenge? I was just kind of shocked. Anyways, these are the books that popped up on that list that I was like, oh, I own those. The first one I saw, which I have no idea, it's Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This is book 1 in the Twisted series. Never read it. Do I have any desire to? Not really, but I have it. I have book 1 and book 2, I think. He has a heart of ice, but for her, he burned the world. What is the revenge? I don't know. Oh, driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance leave little room for matters of his heart. I don't know if I really want this. Also, like the light blue, I already have a light blue cover. Too much light blue. So I don't think I'm gonna pick this. The other 2 I have is kind of funny. I have Catching Fire, which is the second book in the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. And I have Red Rising, which is funny because it says Ender, Katniss, and now Darrow discuss Sigler. And Katniss is in this book. So I'm like, that's so funny. So do I want to continue a series or do I want to start a new one? And I've heard such good things about Red Rising. I really think I'm gonna pick Red Rising because I've heard some really good stuff about this book in this series. And like, oh, I saw an edit on TikTok for this book that had to do with like 21 Pilots, and I straight up was like, I have to read this book now. So I think I'm gonna put Red Rising. This isn't gonna be my first sci-fi book, but I've heard such good things about this series. Not only online, but also like people in my life telling me like, this is an amazing book, you have to read it. So I'm gonna do Red Rising. Sorry, Catching Fire, I'll read you sometime, don't worry. But Red Rising is gonna be the 3rd book on my December TBR. We are already halfway through the TBR video, or TBR, setting up the TBR obviously. So let's go with pick number 4. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get. I get to pick a book. I'm so excited. This is like a free choice. I get to just pick a book. Oh, this is so scary because I have so many that I would love to read. Oh no. Let me go through and see what I really want to read. I don't know if I have one on like my mind. Ugh, give me a moment. Since I get to pick, and there's a lot of books that I should read that are on my 25 for 2025 or fall TBR, any of that. There's a lot of books I should read, but I just, like, I don't own them. A lot of them I don't own, and I don't want to go out, but I'm trying to budget, okay? And I want something easy. We're getting some nice books already, so we're gonna throw this in there just to, you know, in case I start slumping, which I won't, but in case. We're gonna do book number 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. We're gonna do a little manga because that helps me kind of, it's like a palate cleanser for me. I did watch a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen, but I feel like if I read the manga, maybe I'll get back into watching it. And I feel like winter is the perfect time to get back into watching some anime. So this is the first book. And the only book I have, so hopefully I find more out in the wild so I can continue this series. But we're gonna put this book. I know there's a lot I could put, like a lot. I have like the whole stack of books that I should read, but I'm like, I get to pick. This is my choice. And I'm picking this, so here's book number 4. We are down to our last 2 spins. Let's see what the 5th prompt is going to be. Ooh, published before 2020. So an older book, so over 5 years ago, which I feel like I have quite a bit of options, hopefully. I don't have a lot of new books, so let me take a look around. Okay, that took a little bit just because I have so many options that I could read and I didn't know what to read. So I went back and brought in Catching Fire because it was contending against Red Rising, and I recently read Hunger Games, so I wouldn't mind jumping back into the world of this. I would love to continue the series and like watch the movies, get into all that. So I wouldn't mind reading this. I also picked up Shatter Me by Tara Mafi because I know this is like an OG book talk book, and I was like reading a little bit and I was like, this is kind of interesting. You can't touch me. I'm lying is what I don't tell him. He can touch me is what I'll never tell him. Please touch me is what I want to tell him. But things happen when people touch me. Strange things, bad things, dead things. I can't remember the warmth of any kind of embrace. My arms ache from the inescapable ice of isolation. My own mother couldn't hold me in my arms. My father couldn't warm my frozen hands. I live in a world of nothing. Hello world, you will forget me. Interesting way to start. Literally first page, okay? And this book was published in 2011, but then it was revised in 2018. That's crazy, because like I feel like this was like popular around 2020. So this I think I'm gonna save, even though it sounds really, really interesting. I'm gonna pick Catching Fire. I wanna just jump back into this world of Hunger Games and Katniss and Peeta, and I think if I remember correctly, the first one kind of leaves on a cliffhanger of like, what now? So I'm gonna put this on the TBR for book number 5. Okay, this is going to be the last and final spin for my December TBR. Let's hit the wheel and see what we get. I'm very, very nervous to see what we get. Hopefully something good. A standalone. Okay, I think I have plenty of those on my shelves. So hopefully I can find a standalone that I really would love to read. Okay, the 2 books that I picked for standalones, I have a Frederick Bachman book. This is Britt Marie Was Here. I haven't heard a lot about this story in particular. Like I've heard a lot about Anxious People and what's the other one? A Man Called Ove, which are both fantastic books and highly recommend reading them. I've read both. But I haven't ever heard a lot about this book, and I don't know if it's not as good as the other ones, if that's why, but I love his writing. It definitely is super engaging and like interesting to read, and I do want to read his Beartown series, and like My Friends came out this year, so I don't know, this might be it. But I also picked up The Maidens by Alex McClarides. This is like a thriller mystery type book, a spellbinding tale of psychological suspense weaving together Greek mythology, murder, and obsession, which is kind of perfect because I've been learning a little bit more and more about Greek mythology, so this could be fun to kind of intertwine my love of reading and Greek mythology into one book. Yeah, what do I want? Now looking at what I already have, I have some YA, I have fantasy, romance, sci-fi. I don't really have any mystery or like fiction. Let me go with the higher rated one. That's what we're gonna do for this. Now let me find my phone and see what the higher rated book is, and that's what I'm gonna read, which I think it's gonna be The Maidens, but you never know. So, The Maidens. 3.62. Wow! Britt Marie has a 4.09 on Goodreads. So this is going to be the book and last and final book on my December TBR. Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Bachman. That is actually super surprising, but I'm so excited to hop back into another Frederick Bachman book. let's go through all 6 books on my December TBR. We have Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman as a standalone book. For a book published before 2020, I have Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, book number 2 in the Hunger Games series. For a book that I could just pick as like a free choice, I picked book number 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen by Gigi Akutami. For a book with a revenge story, I have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is book number 1 in the Red Rising series. For a book with nature on the cover, I chose Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. This is book number 2 in the Throne of the Fallen series that I can't think of the name. It's like Wicked something, I believe, or like it's something along those lines. But book number 2 in the series, but book number 5. Last but not least, we have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is a bookish book for my TBR. Alright, here is all 6 books in a stack. I'm super excited for these last books of the year to get read and hopefully find a 5-star read amongst these books. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's bookish content like this, lifestyle, or vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you like what you're seeing, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!